The cabinet members all crowded into the Situation Room to watch the news unfold. Video feeds from the major networks were playing on one screen showing the hovering craft from below, but other monitors in the room displayed live feeds from the fighters circling the craft and from satellites passing overhead. The ship itself was massive, maybe 4 or 5 times the size of a football stadium, and it was hovering somehow with no visible rockets or other engines. Odd tendrils of pulsating strings of light drifted into the streets below, making it look like some sort of jellyfish. The ship had simply appeared. NASA hadn't seen it coming until it was almost past Mars, and it took them another day and a half to realize that it wasn't actually a rogue comet or something. Nobody knew what system it had come from, or why it had come, or whether it was manned, for lack of a better term. So many indecipherable mysteries about it, but there was only one question on everyone's mind. Why Mongolia? The capital that the ship had decided to park over was not Washington, D.C., or even London or Paris. It was Ulaanbaatar, the aging post-Soviet relic plopped down in the plains of Central Asia. The only thing notable to come out of Mongolia had been 1,000 years ago, and since then it had just become a rope in the never-ending game of tug-of-war between China and Russia. "This is bullshit," the president muttered to himself as they watched a tube descend from the bottom of the craft and down into the plaza outside the Mongolian Capitol building. "We're the ones who called them," he said. "Why aren't they coming here?" The other cabinet members froze, but the Secretary of Defense just rolled his eyes. "I guess the cat's out of the bag now anyway," he explained. A Mongolian delegation approached the strange group of insectile creatures who had emerged from the ship. An intern somewhere, deep in the bowels of the White House, was desperately trying to navigate the internet looking for any information on these individuals. Even the CIA didn't care enough about Mongolia to maintain a running list of their lawmakers. They were suddenly the most influential people on the planet, and no one even knew what their names were. The president picked up the red phone. "Vladimir, are you watching this?" The other members of the cabinet could hear a voice on the other end, but couldn't make out what the Russian president was saying. "What conference?" the president roared. "What do you mean you're on your way there?" There was more talking from the other end. The president's face was contorted with rage. "No!" he screamed into the phone. "No, I wasn't!" Everyone else in the room was afraid to talk. "What do you mean everyone is going to be there?" There was another pause. You could have cut the tension in the room with a knife. "Well, why the fuck wasn't I invited? I'm the fucking president of the United States!" No one had ever seen a president this angry before. "Well, fuck you too, Putin!" The president slammed the phone down so hard that something broke inside the red plastic case. They watched in silence as one of the aliens shook hands with the president of Mongolia. Cameras were flashing, and the news anchors were constantly repeating how important this was. The biggest day in the history of mankind. That the name Sakhagin Elgvadorj would forever go down in history as a great statesman and diplomat, the first ambassador of Earth. No one in the Situation Room even knew how to pronounce his name. "This is fucking bullshit," the president muttered again.
Greetings, faggots. My name is XX Swaggy-Quarlax, FaZe Clan, interplanetary diplomat for the Andromeda Galaxy. I would like to begin this message by assuring you that I am not a camping faggot, nor will my people attempt to quickscope you. Although we have amassed many 360 no-scopes throughout our collective lives, we come with a message of peace. I hope to make clear that this is a knife-only match, and we will not be attempting any faggotry, nor will we feed mid. We wish only to share our swag amongst your people, you fucking aimbotting hackers.